Greetings, YouTube. It was announced yesterday on the Big Blue that Threads, a 1984 British film, has been released to YouTube. I'll put a link in the info bar. Threads is a starkly realistic and brutally honest portrayal of what happens in the aftermath of a nuclear war. I saw the film once, well over 20 years ago, and there are images from it that still haunt me. Now, don't get me wrong, it's an excellent film, and I highly recommend it for anyone who really needs to have an understanding about the frame of mind that many of the Cold War children had. But there aren't enough unicorn chasers in the entire world to cheer you up after seeing it. I was one of those Cold War kids. I grew up knowing in the very marrow of my bones that the world was going to end in a rain of nuclear fire. It had been so impressed upon me that I had planned on my graduation night from high school to kill myself, because I saw no point in going on. What was the purpose of having a life, of getting a job and finding a place to live, when any moment I was going to hear those air raid sirens go off and know that I was dead? And if not dead immediately, shortly thereafter, because I knew what the aftermath of a nuclear war would be like prior to seeing that film, and the film just cemented that concept in my head. Now, I should say, I knew before because I saw the film before I graduated. I saw the film after I graduated, sorry. But I had seen other films and I'd read books on it and done research. I knew it was going to happen. And the Reagan-Bush years didn't help. But the reason I survived graduation is I had gone and fallen in love. And I didn't think about the future much. I thought about being in love. And by the time that relationship was over, I just kept going. And I continued going. And it was at the end of Clinton's first term that I finally began to realize that I wasn't going to die because of a nuclear missile. It was really a quite pleasant sensation. It was very enjoyable to suddenly wake up one day and realize that the nuclear bombs were not going to drop on me anytime soon, nor on my country or any other country. And it was the second year of Bush Jr.'s term that I realized that nuclear war was once again a risk. It wasn't going to be a general exchange. I didn't think that was going to happen, first of all, because most of the countries that would start a nuclear exchange, their missile systems were in such horrible shape that it wouldn't have worked, even if they'd wanted to start a general exchange. I mean, if the Russians had launched every single missile they had in their silos, about half of them would have failed to launch. Half the ones that launched would have failed to get to their target. Half the ones that got to their target would fail to deploy their warheads. But that would still be enough to ruin the world as we know it. People would survive. I wouldn't want to be one of them. I don't fear nuclear war anymore, thanks to my therapist, Stephen. He's helped me quite a bit dealing with my anxieties. But I still am concerned that there are politicians that would really, really love to push that shiny red button. So, if you need a little view into the minds of what it was like to survive that Cold War mentality, go take a look at Threads. But I'm warning you, it's profoundly depressing. Be prepared for that. I don't have any good ending to this video.